Hello, hello, hello. Let's continue learning about Indonesia. The truth about Bali. 5 things to know. I can't count to 5. I can only count to 3. Satu, dua, tiga, 4, 5. Let's go.
Truth about Bali. Is it really paradise? People think of Bali, they think about this tropical paradise, amazing rice fields, incredible temples, pool villas, waterfalls, volcanoes, smiley and happy people, delicious food, and so much more. There are so many good things about Bali. And in the past 5 to 10 years, it also became very popular among influencers, celebrities, creators, artists, and digital nomads. But is it really like this? Is it really paradise? Well, we'll discover it together in today's video. Good morning guys from Bali, Indonesia. I'm right now right here in Bali, in Canggu in particular. And to be honest, Bali is one of my favorite places in the world. I lived here for 8 months in 2016 and then I came back here many times over the past year, so I definitely love Bali. The moment I arrived here the first time, I completely fell in love with this place. The nature, the people, the food, the culture, the religion, the ceremonies, the atmosphere. It's just a very unique place on this planet Earth. It's almost impossible to find a similar place in the world like Bali. It's amazing. It's really unique. But after living here for a little bit, and for those of you that have been to Bali, you know also that Bali is not like all sunshines and rainbows. And many people online show the best part of Bali, many influencers, many YouTubers, many creators. In my previous video, I've shown you the beautiful side of Bali, the rice fields, the quiet surrounding. I've shown you a very nice pool villa. I will say I show you the good side of Bali. And in today's video, I want to share with you more the truth about Bali. And in particular, I want to share with you the 5 main issues of Bali right now. So if you're interested in this topic, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. The first issue that I see with my eyes here in Bali is the overdevelopment. As I said, my first time in Bali was in 2016, and I can already see from 2016 to 2023 there is a massive difference. Back then there used to be many more rice fields, a lot more nature. Everything was just less developed compared to now, but still 2016 was already like peak development and peak tourism. And I've talked with some people that have been to Bali like many years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and they're just shocked to see how much Bali has changed over the years. It went from this beautiful tropical Hindu island, very peaceful, full of ceremonies with very authentic people, a lot of nature, a lot of rice fields, to this heavily touristic, very populated, very busy, very frenetic, and very commercial island just in few years. And unfortunately, if you come to Bali, you can see it with your own eyes that all these beautiful rice fields, they are becoming very quickly pool villas, guest houses, restaurants, shop, and basically everything is just developing so fast, and they're building everywhere. Of course, Bali, it's a big island, so there are still many areas that are not so developed and still authentic, but the most popular area, the most touristic area, Canggu, Kuta, Seminyak, Ubud, Sanur, they're really losing their soul, the uniqueness of Bali, because they're just developing too much and they're becoming very westernized very quickly. You have a lot of foreigners, a lot of expats coming here, buying the land through a company or through Indonesian people, and then they're just building hotels, building villas, building businesses. And yeah, I don't want to judge, or I don't want to say it's good or bad, but for me, I feel sad to see that nature is slowly going away and more buildings and more concrete is present here.
However, the nature of a country is to change, right? We don't stay kids forever, we grow up. It is natural for a country to change and develop. Now, whether or not you like the change is an important question, but the place I live has changed a lot in 15 years. My hometown has changed a lot in the last 15-20 years. It's the nature of things to change. Music has changed. The internet. There wasn't even any internet 30 years ago.
here in Bali. And I can totally understand that Balinese people are tempted by the offer, because maybe you and your family, you own like a plot of land, and maybe you're a farmer, you cultivate rice, and then a company comes to you or a foreigner comes to you and they offer you like $250,000, $500,000, $1 million, and they just offer you to buy your land. And I understand it's hard to refuse. And then the moment they buy it, then they just build some businesses, some houses, some projects, and the rice field is gone. So I understand. I hope maybe the government can do something, but yeah, it's kind of sad to see these changes over the years. The second issue is roads and infrastructure, because Bali used to be a village island. Like the feeling of Bali is like being in a village. Everything is kind of small, the roads are small, and in my opinion, that's the beauty of it, that you just go around with your scooter, you explore Bali, and you can really feel this village vibe. But this vibe is beautiful if the island is calm, is relaxed, there are not too many people, and I'm sure it used to be like this, not so crowded, just the local people around, few tourists, few foreigners, but pretty authentic. Well, things are not like this right now because Bali still has the roads and infrastructure of a village island where things are kind of on a small scale, but at the same time it has millions of people coming into the islands all the time. You literally have mass tourism coming to Bali right now. You have hundreds of thousands of cars on the islands, hundreds of thousands of motorbikes and scooters. You have a lot of taxi, you have a lot of buses coming to Bali. This huge massive bus with 50, 100 people inside, just cruising around these small tiny roads. So this is actually the issue, that it's still kind of a small vibe island with small roads, no infrastructure. Everything has kind of a local feeling, but at the same time you have millions of tourists coming. And here we connect to the issue number 3, the point number 3, which is crazy traffic. It's hard to explain with words how busy and how much traffic there is in Bali. So the best thing to do will be just to show you around.
Okay, so I saw some bikes just a second ago, saw some scooters sitting in traffic. So they don't just zip around, like just go around the cars. I mean, that's why you have a scooter, right? So you can zip, 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 zip.
Like this. And the situation can get really, really overwhelming. Sometimes you get stuck and you don't literally move. Because there are too many cars, too many motorbikes, too many buses, too many people. And as I said, the roads are very tiny, so it's very, very hard to get around. And if you live this on a daily basis, maybe during your holiday, or if you live here, you know, it gets you. You get really frustrated, really nervous, really tired as well to be on a road like this all the time. And of course, the moment you get out of the popular areas, it gets much better, much more quiet. You can enjoy much more. You can enjoy beautiful scenery, rice fields. You can have a really good time. And here we come to the point number 4, which is more positive and more informative. And I think it's gonna be very helpful for you if you're planning to come to Bali.
Different vibes.
The truth number 4 about Bali is that it has very, very different vibes depending on the area where you stay. Your experience in Bali can be a nightmare or it can be a dream based on the area where you stay. So you really have to understand who you are, what you want, what is your vibe, and then Bali has something to offer for you. And if you end up in the wrong area, then you're gonna struggle, but if you end up in the right area for you, then you're gonna really enjoy. So you really have to choose carefully. For example, the area of Kuta, Seminyak, that's the most touristic part of Bali. It's right next to the airport. It's full of hotels, guest houses, resort. It's right next to the beach as well. It attracts mainly Australian tourists, and here you can find a lot of drinking, a lot of partying, a lot of shopping, a lot of massage places, a lot of restaurants, of course, a lot of tattoo shops, but the energy in this area can be also quite heavy and can become very overwhelming. But again, it really depends on your style and your vibe and what you're looking for. Then over the years, the development moved further west and Canggu became the most popular tourist place. It's still one of the most popular places. It has a completely different vibe compared to the areas that I mentioned earlier. It attracts more digital nomads, expat, a lot of influencers, a lot of creators, a lot of backpackers, surfers as well. It has some sort of hipster vibe. It's full of cool restaurants, unique cafe, co-working spaces, gyms. There are many villas, many guest houses, many hostels, and this is also the area where the traffic is absolutely insane. And I feel like the development of Bali, it keeps moving west, so the area of Tanah Lot, which is west of Canggu, it's probably gonna become the next Canggu, and then further west, because there is so much demand and so many foreigners like to come to Bali and move to Bali. And then you have the famous Ubud, a little bit inside, far away from the beach. This is actually my favorite place in Bali. I lived here for 8 months and I absolutely love Ubud. Here you have more of a spiritual community. It's more laid back. It attracts a lot of conscious people that are into health, yoga, healing, art, crafts, eco-living, and so much more. There are some amazing restaurants in Ubud. The nature and the rice fields are simply mind-blowing around this area. And then you have so many more areas that I could describe, but this would need a separate video because there is so much to talk about. For example, Sanur, then you have Uluwatu, you have Ahmed, and Bali, you know, it's a very big island and there are so many areas. So the most important thing that I want to share with you in this fourth point is to just do your research, check and explore different areas, and then find the one that matches your style and your vibe, so you're gonna have a great experience in Bali. Balinese people are some of the most amazing and kindest people on planet Earth. Really, they're just very special, very kind. They always have a smile. They're very hospitable. They're open. They're talkative. And I think it has a lot to do with the culture and the religion and just the Balinese way of being. But unfortunately, in the past few years, as I said, millions of tourists, millions of foreigners, millions of people from outside came into Bali. And some people are very respectful, very kind of the Balinese culture. But some other people, unfortunately, they are not so kind. And they've been rude to Bali and to Balinese people. They've been disrespectful, they've been arrogant, and this unfortunately has affected the relationship between local people and foreigners. And actually this year in 2023, the government is seriously considering to put some rules and change the dynamics of tourism in Bali. As you can see here, they're considering to put a cap on the tourist arrivals, also to filter tourism and kind of attract only quality tourists. They're also considering a tourist tax. They're also discussing to stop renting motorbikes and scooters to tourists because they are disrespectful and misbehaving, and so many more things. So unfortunately, the relationship between locals and foreigners, it's cracking a little bit, and I think this is a sign also of mass tourism and overdevelopment here in Bali.
Video of a German woman that has gone viral. She last week ran around naked at a traditional dance ceremony, tried to force her way into a temple, and this all took place while Western tourists sat there and watched the performance. Nobody seemed to know what to do. It wasn't the first time tourists have been caught on camera recently behaving badly. Some Russian visitors have been deported for posing naked on Instagram at holy sites.
And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Even though I share more the negative side, the truth about Bali, I also want to clarify that I absolutely love Bali. I love the Balinese people. I really feel a special connection with this island. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? Let me know your opinion. Let me know, first of all, if you've been to Bali and what is your impression, what is your feeling. I would like to start a conversation in the comment section, reading comments of people that maybe lived in Bali longer, like many years, and they have different perspectives. So share your comments down below. Thank you again so much for watching. A big hug from Bali, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.
That's nuts. I'm really enjoying these videos. It's a completely different side. We'll keep learning together. Selamat tinggal.